Pete Waterman, he's probably best known for being a world-famous record producer, songwriter. One thing you might not know, he loves model railways.
That's why we've got this going on when we're talking about Pete Waterman. He's taking on a world record attempt by creating the largest portable model railway.
Yes, let's speak to our reporter, Matt Graveling, who's in Birmingham. And, Matt, I'm thinking, give me some detail on this particular locomotive.
Good morning, Naga. Good morning, Charlie. Today is a big deal for all things tiny. This is Model World Live at the NEC. I'll be honest with you, Charlie, I can't tell you all that much about this particular model or train, but I know a man who definitely can, and we'll meet him in a moment. So we are at the NEC, and this is a two-day event, and it's celebrating all things kind of scale modelling, from tanks to trucks. But there's also, as you can see, a huge emphasis on model railways. Now, this one all belongs to one man who you mentioned earlier. Most of us know from music, don't we? Behind more than 20 UK #1s, wrote the UK entry for the 2010 Eurovision, but he also loves model railways. It's safe to say he knows a good track. Here he is, Pete Waterman.
Morning.
Good morning, sir. Firstly, where do you store all this at home? This is incredible.
We'll have a workshop, and this fills it, I'm going to assure you. There's not a lot of workshop left after we put this in.
Now tell me, we're here for Model World Live, which is celebrating all things scale modelling, but your love affair with model railways started back in 1948.
It certainly did.
How?
Yeah, my granddad and my dad went to see Coventry City play Northampton Town, stopped outside the toy shop and bought me a model railway, and I've had one ever since.
Walk me along the track here, because there's some phenomenal bits and pieces, because first of all, we've got these houses. These aren't just bought, these are made from scratch.
Oh yeah, we make everything from scratch. So this is the estate that's on top of Watford Tunnel. This is all modelled on the real thing. So, you know, we use Google Earth to plot it all out, and then we scale it all off architects' drawings and make them. So this estate actually exists. So everything you see on here, the next little estate is North Church Tunnel in Berkhamsted. It's all based on the real thing, and photographs and downloads, so we can, you can see it.
Well, let's take a little walk, because this is, as you say, a stretch of the West Coast Main Line, and in a moment we're going to see a little train coming past, because this is also part of a world record. Tell me, before we see this, how long did it take to set up? Because the detail, you've even got little bins at the station with cans of Coke in the bins.
Yes, it's taken us 40 hours so far just to put it up. It takes 5 vans to move it, and there's 20 of us erecting it. It takes 70 to work it. Well, so it's an enormous task.
We have a train coming through. I've looked at my watch, Pete, it's on time, so you've done a lot better than the actual trains in this country,
yeah, well, there you
on
go.
Many occasions. Tell me a little bit about the world record.
Well, we're trying to get the longest portable layout. In other words, a layout that we can take from one place to another. So that's what this record's all about. So it's 208 feet from one end to the other, 12 feet across. So it's 448 feet, but it's a track. There's over 2,700 feet of track.
Thank you very much. Right, let's follow this train down the track, because you are part of a group called Rail Nuts, Pete, which is raising money for charity out of Chester Cathedral, but it's also trying to get other people involved in modelling. And one of those is actually driving this train now. This is Dan Rotherham. Dan, I've got to come to you next and ask, first and foremost, what is it about model railways which has got you intrigued?
So my granddad's always been a real lover of model railways and railways in general. He worked on them, so yeah, he's my real motivation for being obsessed with trains, really.
And you've just qualified as an engineer, and you're the man, let's walk and follow this train, you're the man who's actually behind a system to ensure you count exactly how long this track is and measure it.
Indeed, so the train down here has got a little plastic clicker which is attached to the wheel, and as we go along it can basically count the number of clicks, and then this gives us the length of the track.
Thank you very much. Well, Naga, Charlie, I'm going to leave you with this beautiful view as this train pulls into the station here at Milton Keynes Central. And join us a little bit later. We'll find out a bit more about the record and just what these guys have to do to make sure they end up in that famous book a little bit later on today.
Matt, morning. Did you have a train set when you were a little boy?
Morning.
Or do you still have a train set?
I actually was more of a Scalextrics man, Naga. So I was all about the fast cars and actually getting them to fly off the track as much as I could. But these models are far more delicate and I'm assuming far more expensive. So I'm actually quite lucky that they're allowing me to touch this one.
Yeah, put it down carefully. See you later.
Absolutely loving the attention to detail. All the other bits, you know, the buildings, the car
Yes,
parks.
and the
all
accuracy.
Amazing.